In our today's session, we are going to discuss the following topic, that is designing of sparklines. So let us understand how we can show sparkline in our dashboards. So first we will understand what is a sparkline. So a sparkline is a very small line chart. So as we have seen how we can construct a line chart. So for that we require two axes, that is X and Y. Now what is the benefit of this sparkline? That is, we can create a sparkline with a very small line chart but without using any axis or without using any coordinates. So the figure depicts a sparkline. Now let us discuss what are the different types of sparklines. So basically there are three different types of sparklines. So the first is line sparklines, second is column sparklines, and the third is win-loss sparkline. So the first, let us discuss what is line sparklines. So it visualizes the data in the form of line graph. So the first figure depicts the line sparklines. The second is a column sparkline. In the figure you can see it represents our data in the form of columns. And the third is win-loss sparklines. Here the data is represented in the form of positive or negative. That means our data can be either a positive or it can be negative. So in the figure we can see that there are two different types of colors. So the first is blue and the second is red. So blue color, it indicates that is win, or we can say our data is positive, and red color, it indicates our data is negative or it indicates loss. So let us design a sparkline. So let us design sparklines. Let us first design line sparklines. So first foremost thing is we have to write the HTML code for creating sparklines. So first we have taken is doctype HTML, we have taken head section, we have specified the title as sparklines, and we have specified the inline, we have specified the internal styles. So for that we have taken style tag, we have specified type as text/CSS, and we are specifying width, height, margin and padding for three different components, that is for HTML, for body and for a container. So container is, we have taken a division tag and we have specified its ID as container. So basically we are specifying the styling for this particular div tag. Now to create a sparklines, we have to first specify that where we want to create this particular sparkline. So I am taking a div. Inside this particular div tag I want to show the sparklines. The first and the foremost thing is we have to import the following CDN for creating sparklines. So the syntax for it is script, we have to specify the source, that is we are taking the CDN for charts and it is present here as any chart core min.js. That means we are taking the JS file of core charts and inside this we are having is sparklines. Similarly, we have to import the another chart, and specifically we are specifying the JS file for the sparklines. Next, we have to write a JavaScript code for creating the sparkline. So for that we have to again take a script tag and inside this we have to specify the type as text/JavaScript. Now what I want to do, whenever I will load this particular page inside the browser, it should automatically load the particular sparkline. So for that we are using document, as our document is anychart dot on document ready. So whenever these documents get ready, I want to invoke a function. So on the parameter of this function, that is on document ready, we are creating a function and we are specifying the different parameters. So first let us create a sparkline. So the first and foremost step is to use a create method. So how can we access that? So inside this any chart module, we are having a sub module which is named as graphics, and inside this there is a function which is named as create, and inside this you have to specify the ID of the component where we want to create. So as we know that we want to create this particular sparkline inside this particular div tag, so I have to specify the ID of this particular div tag. So here I have specified the value as container, and I am assigning it to a variable which is named as stage. Now the second step is we have to create the charts. So how can we create charts? So for that, any chart module is having a method which is named as Sparkline. Why? Because we want to create Sparklines, and we are creating two different sparklines, which is line sparkline. So we are assigning it to a variable that is chart1, chart2 respectively. Now once this chart are created, we can provide formatting also. So the first and foremost thing we are doing is setting the title of our charts. So the first chart we are specifying the title as Sparkline 1, and for the second chart we are specifying the title as Sparkline 2. Now the next important thing we have to do is we have to specify the data to two different charts. That is, for chart 1 and chart 2 we have to specify the data that will get plotted with the help of Sparkline. So for that we are having a function which is named as data, and inside this we are passing an array of data which we want to construct. So here we have taken datas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 data we have taken for chart 1, and similarly we have taken 5 datas of chart 2 respectively. Now once we have specified the data, we need to bound this particular chart. Now what do you mean by bound? Bound means we have to specify the position and the dimension at which location we want to plot this particular sparkline. So for that we have to use bounds method. So this bound method takes 4 different parameters. So the first is your x coordinate, second is your y coordinate, width and height of your sparklines we have to specify. So the for first chart we have specified the x-axis as 0, y-axis as 0, width and height 500 and 200 respectively. And for the second chart again we have specified the x-axis as 250, y-axis as 250, width and height 500 and 200 respectively. Now once we have created this particular charts, we have also specified the dimension. Now we have to assign it to a particular chart which we have created. That means we have to relate this particular chart to this particular division tag. So we cannot directly assign it, so we have used create method and stored it inside the variable which is named as stage. Now we are using a method which is named as container. That means where this particular chart should be placed. So for that we are passing a parameter as stage. Now what this stage is holding? It is holding the container of our division tag. So we have added both the charts to our div tag. Now we have to draw this particular sparklines. So how can we draw it? So for that we are having a method which is named as draw. So we are applying it on chart 1 and chart 2 respectively. So this is the JavaScript code for creating a line sparklines. So next we are ending is our script tag. We are ending HTML and body tag. So let us observe how this line spark looks. So here you can see this is our line 1, which indicates that is our sparkline 1, and this is our sparkline 2. So if you take your mouse over the data, it will show you the different values which we have specified of the data, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 2, 3, 4 and 5 respectively. As the index starts from 0, it will show you 4 different data. Similarly, it will also show you the data for sparklines 2. So the 0th data, 1, 2, 3 and 4 respectively. Next we are going to see is how we can create a column sparkline. So again, creating a column sparkline is as simple. We are keeping the code as it is, just we are changing the type of our graph. So first thing is we are creating a sparkline. We are specifying the title. Next thing is we are taking only a single data for plotting a column chart. So we have removed our second chart from the previous one. And the one thing that you have to specify is the series type. So series type, it indicates which type of sparklines you want to create. So as we want to create a column, so here we have to specify the column. That means chart1 dot series type, and inside this we are specifying the column. That means now our sparkline which we will create will be of type column. Similarly, we have specified the data of our column chart. We have also specified the dimensions, that is x coordinate, y coordinate, height, width. Then we have assigned it to a container, and then we are simply specifying a draw method. So let us observe how we can see is a column sparkline. So here it indicates this is your column sparkline. Similarly, as we are considering these types of data, so the first data is of value 500, second is of 100, third 340, 200, 90, 80 and 70 respectively. So this is your column sparkline. And the last type of sparkline that now we are going to see is win-loss sparkline. So similarly, we are considering the same data, but as we recall that win-loss, we have two different values, that is positive as well as negative. So we are specifying the data accordingly. So in data, we are specifying two different values, that is of positive and negative. And one thing we have to change is series type. As we want to plot a win-loss, we have to specify win-loss. So it will create a sparkline of type win-loss. We have specified the data values, which is positive as well as negative. Rest all the thing remains the same. So let us observe a win-loss sparkline. Now you can see here is a win-loss sparkline. Now this blue color, it indicates your positive or win data, and this orange color, it indicates negative values, or we can say loss data values. So the first is positive value 500, it is minus 100. Next is 340, 200, minus 90, 80 and minus 70 respectively. So in this session we have seen what is a sparkline, how we can create a sparkline, that is how we can create a line sparkline, how we can create a column sparkline, and how we can create a win-loss sparkline. This is all about your sparkline. Thank you.